Greetings and welcome to episode 0 of Stories from Dead Scribes. For those who don't know me, I'm Alan Draven, author of the horror novels Bitternest, Nocturnal Offerings, Once Upon a Time in Bitternest, to name a few, as well as the thriller Oblique, written under the pseudonym Neil Vandar. My latest book, published in 2024, is a sword and sorcery collection of interconnected tales titled Amok the Powerful. You can find all the info about those on my blog. I've long wanted to do readings of either my stories or of authors who've inspired me. I've always procrastinated because I never felt like learning and acquiring the software to edit audio and assemble a sound file that would be worthy of being called an audiobook or even be sold on Audible. And you know what? I've decided that it would take all the fun away from doing a reading for me. That's one of the things that I never looked forward to after being done writing a book or story. Formatting a manuscript into a finished print book or ebook, then finding a way to reach the readers through ads, promotion, social media, and all that. I want to have fun with this project, and I want it to be something creative, devoid of all the hassles that could turn this into a chore. So I'll be doing live readings, warts and all, of stories from my favorite dead writers. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at reading through a 40-minute tale in one sitting without screwing up more than once or twice. All it takes is a little practice beforehand for the different accents and distinct character voices required for a story. My goal is to read a cool tale as if an audience were gathered around in a campfire hanging on my every word. I'll be calling this Stories from Dead Scribes, and it'll feature mostly stories in the public domain from the late 1800s to the 1980s. You'll be able to listen to them on my YouTube channel, and I plan on doing a live reading on the average of once every 3 weeks. Here are some of the writers whose stories I'll be diving into. Robert E. Howard, Ian Fleming, M.R. James, H.P. Lovecraft, Frank Herbert, H.G. Wells, Bram Stoker, Robert Bloch, Philip K. Dick, Raymond Chandler, Dashiell Hammett, Robert Louis Stevenson, Agatha Christie, and Daphne du Maurier, among many others. The genres will range from horror to sci-fi to sword and sorcery and thrillers, and many more. You'll be able to find each new reading in the Stories from Dead Scribes playlist I've just created on YouTube. I recorded this little announcement to launch the series, and it's labeled as Episode 0. You can save the Dead Scribes playlist for future episodes on my channel. And that's it for me today. I look forward to doing my first reading very soon. It'll be Robert E. Howard's first Dark Agnes de Chastillon tale, Sword Woman. So if you're into sword and sorcery and haven't heard of this lesser-known creation of his, you're in for a treat. This is a new era for me, and I hope you'll come along for the ride. Until next time, stay safe and keep reading.